everybody, and welcome to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin. She's Stevie.
Hi.
And, Steve.
Back to the normal.
Back to the
intro.
normal? Oh, yes, because last week you did the intro,
Wah,
which was...
wah, wah.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Not my best work.
It was your first time. We've been doing this for 20-some-odd weeks.
I think you
half a year.
I think it suits you. You're the news guy. I don't know. You're just... You know how to do an intro.
But I don't report the news.
No, but you hear intros all day, every day.
Yeah, I write most of them.
Exactly. So you get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't do that. So
I guess that's
true. I think it makes sense.
I guess that's true.
But...
Speaking of news,
Yeah.
sad.
Oh, no.
We want to take a second to talk about the fires in Hawaii, just to say that we're thinking about those people and hope that they're doing okay. It's something just tragic that something like that can happen, but...
So is this like a weather issue? Is this like why there were fires in California?
So a little bit. There's been wind issues that have been causing it to rile up. I don't actually know what started it. I haven't heard that.
Okay.
It's spread really quickly. It's as of the last time I heard the death toll jumped overnight from 6 people to 36. So it's really sad. Anybody that wants to. Listening to this, and I mean, most of you are going to know this, but you can donate to the Red Cross and stuff like that.
Oh, good. That is good. Raising awareness.
Yeah.
I think it's also good to just remind everyone. I mean, we'll keep it light, but
we're not in a bubble. We actually do know that this stuff is going on.
Too,
we try to keep it light around here, so.
Right, but also say I love you to people, take pictures with people, spend time with the people you love. Life's short.
Yeah. So, other than that, Steve, on to a happier note. How was your week?
It's good. Slow week. Nothing too crazy, but a couple weekends coming up. I've got lots going on, so I'm okay with the calm before the storm.
Calm before the storm?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're out of school. You don't have to go back to school.
No, but I still feel it is very nice. And, I mean, it's one of those things, I always longed for it. And now that it's here, it's like, I don't feel that different. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure once, my friends, my boyfriend, once the semesters really get, few weeks in, when, midterms are starting to happen and people are getting stressed out, I'm going to be like, okay, this is where I feel different.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I'm done. But I actually just ordered, I went to Small Cakes here in town to get some, customized cupcake made for my cupcakes made for my grad party. And I was just like, how fun. I get to have these little cupcakes. It does still feel, I still get that back to school feeling though. So I mean,
I'm always talking about it in the news. We talk about it on a pretty regular basis. So it's because it's a big time of year, of course.
Right.
The biggest thing I usually notice is the increase in traffic.
That's very true. Living in a college town, which we do.
So many more.
That's a huge thing. Oh my gosh, you just reminded me. So there's a Starbucks not that far from where I work, and I walk to it.
Yeah.
I try to keep it to once or twice a week.
Okay.
And it's just my nice little. I get a good 15-minute walk in during my day. It's nice. I love it, and it's never been that busy.
It's busy again.
Oh my gosh. And I also think so. School doesn't start for another 2 weeks, week and a half.
It's a week from Monday.
Correct.
Yeah.
I went on I think I went yesterday. I went on Wednesday, and I thought we have a week and a half till school starts. I forgot that it's recruitment.
Yep. Everybody moves in.
And no shade, but I think it was the capacity of that Starbucks is probably 40 people. I would say there was 75 tan blonde girls running around there getting their Starbucks on their break from recruitment. And trust me, I'm sure they need it. I'm sure they're exhausted and they need their Starbucks, but it was my nightmare. I couldn't have left faster. I was
that's funny.
Appalled by the amount of people in that building, and I felt so bad for the workers.
Did you get your Starbucks?
Well, yeah, I ordered on the app.
Oh, you ordered on the app.
I'm sure everyone there did. We were all just waiting in this circle. No one was even in line. It was just people waiting on their drinks, and the baristas. I mean, more power to them. So quick. Drinks are just flowing, but it was a nightmare.
I don't know if Starbucks does this.
Okay.
But I will tell you, and this is just because I went on vacation, but I'll tell you how they do it. At Disney, when you order stuff online, they promote ordering food through their app in most restaurants. Some of them you can't, but most of them that you can. And they promote ordering it in the app. So when you order it, and this is the thing that I think would be nice if places would induct this in some form, and some may have it, but you order it, it gives you a time, like you order it set for a time frame that you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
When you get there, you hit a button that says, I'm here, prepare my order. And then it sends you a notification once it's ready so you can go actually up to the window and pick it up.
They don't do that. They give you the time. They say, like if it's slow, they'll be like, this will be ready in 5 minutes. Or they'll say, this is ready in 15 minutes. And I think normally the system works just fine. But when there's 84 sorority girls walking in at once that all ordered at once, and then, 10 other just people who got caught in the crossfire that just want to get their coffee.
Yeah, the other Steves.
Yes, exactly. Then it becomes an issue. So normally they have it under control. That would be, maybe that would be better if you're like, because then it eliminates the problem of like, well, maybe I ordered it when I was 5 minutes away and it's going to take 15 minutes, but someone who ordered when they were 30 minutes away, going to take 15 minutes. Well, now if their drink's ready before mine, that makes no sense. And now it's just going to be waiting there. I get that. That would definitely be more helpful. But also when it's Starbucks, it's like we're just making drinks here.
The other thing is
it doesn't take that long.
Disney's doing this on a much larger scale.
Oh, for sure. That's very true.
I was watching a YouTube channel, one of the YouTube channels that I watch, and there's a couple that are about Disney.
A couple.
There's a couple that are about Disney. One of them is just like a guy doing like math for Disney, like just the stats.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
And Disney sells in one day more hamburgers than McDonald's does in a day and a half.
Wait, in one what they sell
Disney
more?
World, just the Florida park, sells more hamburgers in a day than McDonald's does in their entire company in a day and a half.
That actually doesn't surprise me.
Really?
No.
That's me.
Because think of how many people, though, like, is McDonald's a very popular fast food restaurant? Of course. But still, I would argue that Disney's serving a larger scale of people.
I guess.
Wait. No, never mind.
I hope I didn't. I might have gotten the number. I think think that's what he said.
You mean like the entire
company
of McDonald's? Yeah. Okay, that's big. That's big. For some reason in my mind, I was just like, yeah, of course Disney's gonna sell more than one McDonald's. Like I was just thinking a building, McDonald's, the building, like the one on Broadway, like just the one I could think of. No, I didn't even think of the entire like
the company,
entire brand. Got you. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Now, the four parks combined, or all the parks combined, have a population each day of around 1 million people. So
right, and that's
not
also
1 million people, but several 100,000 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But also, there's McDonald's is probably in top 5 most popular chain restaurants in the country. So in the world, not even the country.
There's a reason that on its sign I haven't seen one in a long time because they took them all out. But used to on the signs when you drove past them, like the signs on the road, it would say da-da-da billion served, like it was a number that they could change, and it would say billion served.
Anything that could be on that
for
sign.
the longest time it just was at 99 99 billion served, and I'm like, or 999 billion served or whatever, and I'm like, you just ran out of room, so you're just leaving it at whatever the largest number.
100 million %, yes, 1 billion %, absolutely.
So
interesting.
Anyway, back to school.
Yeah. So we definitely feel it living in a college town. I always forget about that. And now that I'm working downtown, it's
even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right next to this.
And thank goodness I was returning. Will had a book from the library, and since I was downtown, I went to return it for him. In which there was some people on campus, but because it was a book from campus. Anyway, I remember I drove around a corner to get to Ellis, the library, and I remember thinking, in a week's time, this will be impossible to do.
Well, yeah, it'll be closed.
Drive on campus. Well, not even just that, but the parts that aren't closed are just, anytime I've ever had to drive on campus is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's terrible. I try to avoid campus as much as possible.
So when you were a kid or a teenager or whatever, were you excited for like the first day of school?
No, I don't think so.
Ever?
I don't remember being it. Like, I think I was indifferent probably more than anything. I don't. It's not like a big
You weren't like, oh, I
thing.
miss my friends. I wanna. I don't know.
No, I don't remember missing. No, I don't remember that.
I was excited until about. I think until college. Not that I wasn't excited for college, but it was just so much less of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're in, especially like, I feel like the older you get, it's a little bit less exciting every year, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still an event. And then by the time you're a senior, you're like, oh, my last first day, then it's exciting all over again. And there's just like, at my school, we had, pep assemblies on like the first day, and everyone was like welcoming you in, and like it was fun to like go back to school on the first
Yeah.
day. And you weren't gonna have homework, it was nothing crazy yet. So it was just a fun day to like see people. But then in college, it might as well be a job. It's just like another day,
Yeah.
and you just sit down
I
and start. But
I didn't. I mean, I didn't have a ton of friends. Like, I knew everybody, and I was cordial friends with how
sure,
I
yeah,
am.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
friends with everybody, but I didn't have a lot of friends, like close friends that I would do stuff with. And from what I can remember, the ones that I did have, I hung out with in the summer anyway, so it wasn't that big of a
yeah.
difference.
I guess, yeah,
So I didn't like it wasn't a missing friends because I didn't really.
yeah. I feel that in high school I felt the same way. I think in elementary school or middle school I saw my friends less just because like driving, you
Yeah.
couldn't, it was harder,
We'll see, but most
and
like
that's what.
my best friend when I was little lived across the street.
Oh, well, that's great.
So it was just, and that was
Yeah,
your distance,
yeah. I also remember getting really excited. This was probably just an elementary school thing. I remember the school supplies. Like, all I wanted to do, because I would buy the cutest pencils and the pencil holder and the binders and the notebooks, and all I wanted to do was use them.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, you have to wait. They're for school. Like, don't use them yet. And all I want to do is use them. And then by, like, the third week, I'm, like, out of pencils. Somehow I've lost them all, and my folders are torn up. It was.
Oh, Steve.
But I remember, yeah, I used to get really excited.
I mean, I liked picking out what I was going to use for that year, but
Yeah.
I don't remember it being it was pretty much just plain. Like, mine weren't colorful or anything. I mean, I had some colored folders and things, but that's
Yeah.
about it. It wasn't anything super special,
Maybe that's more of a girl thing.
but
I also would always back to school shopping. I loved buying clothes. I still do. And that was a big, big deal for me. And, like, what am I going to wear on the first day? I would probably have my outfits planned the first, like, 2 weeks of school when they started.
clothes shopping.
I love shopping.
Hate clothes shopping.
It's the best.
No.
Yes. I could do it for hours, for days probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people who can. I don't like clothes shopping. If I can go wander around and well, you can't even wander around a lot. Like, used to, I could go wander around a Best Buy for an hour and a half. I can't
Yeah.
even really do that anymore. I get bored. So
Yeah, I would get bored wandering around at Best Buy.
well, but I like electronics and I like
That's
that kind of
true.
stuff.
That's
but
true.
it's just not. I don't know. I get bored
Yeah.
now.
This could also be more of a girl thing. I think most guys I know are like, I would rather not go to the mall or go shopping, or especially now with how easy it is to just buy clothes literally anywhere that's online.
Mm-hmm.
Why
yeah,
would
super
you
nice.
go to a mall? I love going to a mall. I love a mall.
I mean,
I love them all. I love boutiques. I love the smell of them all. I love that there's like the Annie Ann's, and then you walk by like the White Barn and the Bath and Body Works. And
listen,
you
I
can
don't
smell
have
all that.
I don't have a problem walking around a mall and looking, especially if it's a mall that I don't know, and looking to see what stores they
Oh,
have and
so
what interesting
fun.
stores they have. Do I really want to shop? Not really. I'd rather just walk around the mall. Like, when I was a kid, that's what we did. Me and my parents did that all the time. We would go to the mall and walk around the mall.
Yeah.
Now malls are kind of dying nowadays, so that's
I
not
don't know. I mean, yes, they are. If you look at the statistics, but every time I go to the mall here, it's
the mall
popping.
here is different than most.
Why?
It just is. It just does better. I don't know why. It just does.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's because it's the only one.
Oh, yeah, that could be it.
I don't really know, but
And it's the only one, like, we have a lot of, like, outlying towns that would never have a mall.
yeah,
So that's probably, like, the one that serves, I mean,
it does. Yeah.
I would say, like, 20, 30-mile radius. Because, I mean, my hometown, 30 minutes away, also, they have a mall, but it's terrible, and it doesn't actually. It's, like, being turned into office space. Like,
Oh, is it?
some of it.
I didn't know how the
It
Capital
has,
Mall
like,
was doing, so.
a Dillard's,
Yeah. That's
a Sears.
Does it have a Sears? You guys still have a Sears?
Just kidding. I haven't been. No, there's not a Sears. What am I saying? A Ross. It has a Ross.
Okay.
And it has a restaurant. And
yeah,
it probably still has like Claire's.
Yeah, it's got like the little shops.
Maybe a JCPenney still, I think, is in there.
Okay.
But those are all like, you can go into those without going into the mall because they're on the outside. Couldn't tell you what's on the inside. Changes all the time.
Okay.
Because then things go out of business, nothing sticks. So, more of the story, I do think maybe our mall here is different because it's the mall for like everyone in the surrounding towns as well.
I don't know who did this. I think this was a dumb move.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go to... I
know what you're about to say.
barely ever go to Target.
Disagree.
Because it's at the mall.
But you don't have to go in the mall.
It doesn't matter.
And it has its own parking.
I still have to deal with the mall. Like, I still have to deal with things around the mall.
I disagree. If that Target was by itself, you know how many other stores are over there that would still cause the same amount of traffic?
Yeah.
And restaurant, like, yes, and maybe if there wasn't a mall there, all that stuff wouldn't be there. But in most Targets that I've seen, they're either in like a shopping center where they're attached to something else as well, and there's other traffic, or they're across from like a Walmart, or they're across from something else. That it's never just like stand still in the middle of nowhere.
The Target that I grew up with in Springfield, there's only one in Springfield. It is at the corner of it is right off of a massive street. So it's a big road.
Yeah.
It sits by itself.
Well, no, it sits by itself, sure, but like there's nothing even across the street.
I mean, there's a Lowe's across the street.
So there's something that would bring in traffic regardless.
Yeah, but it's never like it's never a pain. Like, it's a pain to go in there anyway. But exactly. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. I just don't ever go over there. I don't want to deal with the mall, so I don't even think about Target because I don't want to go anywhere near the mall.
I get it, but I disagree. That one's for me, it's a simple exchange. You're in and out.
Yeah,
it has its own...
I just don't want to go anywhere near the mall.
Okay, and I can't change your mind, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth going to Target. And I know I just said I love shopping and whatever, but even people who hate the mall, don't go to the mall here, love to go to the Target, and I don't think it changes much. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't.
I also think our mall is not that busy compared to other malls I've been to, but
I haven't been in our mall in a long time, so I don't know.
Yeah, especially if you go in the back, you're fine. You're golden. There's no one ever there.
I don't know.
I mean, avoid it on a Saturday. I can see that.
Oh, I don't hardly go any shopping on a Saturday.
No, that's a death wish. But
that's a rookie move right there.
But what we're talking about, so outfits.
Yeah.
On like school days and stuff like that. I definitely I went through like a weird transition in my life where when I was in like middle school, I didn't own a pair of leggings or like a t-shirt. And if I was going to wear those, it was like to dance practice. I was dressing up every single day. Okay. Did you like know people like that?
I wore khakis and a polo almost every day to school.
So you were also like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wouldn't be caught dead in like sweatpants at school. I just thought it was like,
I don't think I owned a pair of sweatpants.
I don't think I did either, honestly, until probably like senior year of high school or like around high school time.
Yeah, I don't think I owned a pair of sweatpants even in high school.
Really?
No.
I just never thought. I was like, we're not in our...
I own a pair of sweatpants now.
Well, I guess if you're just working all the time, it's like you get hot though. I freeze all the time, so I need... But like basketball shorts or like, you know what I mean? Like gym attire.
Yeah, but I didn't wear that to school.
I was never wearing that to school until And I also used to, and I don't know if this was more for like fun or more for just insecurities. Once I started wearing makeup, I wore it every day. Mm-hmm. And I probably started in 6th grade. And then I would straighten my hair, curl it every day.
Okay.
I never wore my natural hair, which I wear all the time now.
Yeah.
And like I just couldn't. I couldn't throw my hair back in a bun. I wouldn't be caught dead.
See, kids are cruel. And
heard that.
Is that maybe why? Like you thought you would get made fun of? Or teased?
I think, well, if we really want to get into it, which we don't, but to summarize, I had a friend growing up that was just kind of like perfect. And I think I always was just like, oh, I want to be like her. I want to be like her. She was, however, wearing her was naturally just, to me, I thought like, oh, she's perfect. This is
what I should. Do you think she thought the same thing about you?
No, I could, but but there's a different reason. We didn't stay friends forever. Like there was a different reason she didn't think that. She doesn't think that about, I think, anyone. But whatever. Moving on. I think I just growing up with like this girl who I just thought was perfect. I was like, well, how can I do my best to be like that? And I don't think people weren't, and people weren't that cruel to me. And if they were, I usually just like didn't know about it. It was like, people talk about you. They don't really tell you how they feel anyway. So no, I don't think that was it. But I remember, and I just like I didn't know that you could wear like gym clothes and make it cute. And then when I got to high school, I saw these girls that like were very like athletic and just only wore athletic clothes. And I was like, oh, I could do that. And then from like freshman year of high school to senior of high school, I slowly like chilled out and was like wearing leggings and t-shirts and like workout clothes to school, and it was not a big deal, and I didn't care.
I started wearing more t-shirts and Hawaiian shirts and things like that at later into high school.
Yeah.
I always wore Hawaiian shirts because I loved Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
I still love Hawaiian shirts, but
they're fun.
I still wore in the winters a lot of times, like maybe not dress pants, but like cargo pants, or it was the 90s and early 2000s.
Like
so
jeans? You wear jeans?
I don't like jeans. I haven't worn jeans since I was a little kid.
Interesting.
I'm not a fan of jeans. I don't like jeans now. I don't like how they fit. I don't think they're comfortable most of the time. But
yeah, I mean that's understandable. I know people like that.
So yeah, it was usually either like a slack type pant or a cargo pants or whatever, and like a t-shirt, or if it was the winter and I was wearing like dress pants, it would probably be a polo. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I wore most of the time.
Funny enough, by the time I got to being like a senior in high school, this is actually probably a very normal progression. I thought people who did dress up every day were kind of like trying too hard. Because I was like, what's the point? It's school. And then it became like not cool to dress up.
Yeah.
And I think like once you get to college, if you're dressing up, people are like, what? Why? Like you have an 8 a.m. and you're going to put on jeans and like a V-neck and do your makeup? Like what's the point? Each to their own.
Because at the same time, I feel the same way sometimes about you get the same reaction to people that like look like they just rolled out of bed and walked into class.
But that's
still in like their PJs.
Personally, I truly think that's everyone. That's the majority.
When I was in college, it wasn't.
Well, that's good. That's interesting. I feel like, and maybe not PJs.
It was like mixed.
But it's like every girl's wearing like clothes she would wear to the gym. Every guy same. Like no one's wearing normal clothes.
Oh no, I'm talking like pajama bottoms, and like a big hoodie or something like that.
I would also argue that like I don't know that many.
You can wear whatever you want.
I don't know that many people that even wear like pajamas are just sweatpants or basketball shirts or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I had like one pair of actual like a set of pajamas. Other than that, like I would wear leggings and a t-shirt to bed. So to me, that's just the same thing.
I guess, yeah.
Did you, in life, do you think you prefer to be like overdressed or would you prefer to be more underdressed? Or like if you don't know the dress code.
If I have to pick one, I would rather be overdressed.
Same.
But I'd rather be dressed with everybody else so I don't stand out. That's the goal.
Right, but
the goal is
you have to be one or the other.
To be just with the standard.
Right.
If I gotta be one or the other, probably overdressed.
Same. 1,000% same. My day is better if I'm more dressed up.
I don't know if I feel that way.
Okay.
But I mean, I know a lot of people that like to dress up and just every once in a while and go do things, you know?
Yeah. Or I mean, like, in terms of work, because we have to wear, like, pretty, what's the word? Like, formal clothing. Bank clothes.
Yeah.
When I'm, like, if I'm feeling lazy and I just pick a very, like, not very dressed up outfit, and then I see someone in a dress, I'm like, I would have rather been that. I would have rather been the one that, like, dressed up for no reason today, you know?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So, I guess my question then is what gets in your head to start to make you think that you wouldn't do that? Like, why would you pick?
I'm lazy
why would you,
in the morning.
Okay.
I'm tired. I
get that.
I couldn't think of an outfit, and I just picked the first 2 articles of clothing I found.
Do you not, like, set them out the night before or anything?
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
I
always set out my clothes the night before because I can get dressed faster.
I don't get ready for work the first thing in the morning. I work out. So my gym clothes are usually, if not on me, they're the ones laid out. And then I come home. And I've been up for so long, I can think about, like, oh, okay, what am I going to wear today?
Okay.
What am I doing? What's on the docket? Should I be dressed up? Whatever. But then, I don't know. I used to think if I'm too, like, I don't have to wear a blazer, you know? Sometimes I wear a blazer and I'm like, well, feels silly. There's no reason for that. But then again, I never go, if I see someone else in a blazer, I'm like, cool, I'm fine. These people around me, they're the ones underdressed. And I'd rather feel like that than feel like, oh my God, people look so nice today, and I feel like a slob, which no one else probably thinks, but I think it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I agree. Overdressed. 100%.
I mean, I would rather be overdressed. If I'm going to have to pick one, I would rather be overdressed.
Like I'm so close to just, if I'm traveling, I am that person that brings both options for every day that I'm there. Like, maybe we're going to dinner and I could wear jeans and a simple shirt, but just in case it's a nice place, I don't want to show up in jeans and a, like, black tee. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, I have been bringing dresses every time I travel, go anywhere, because you just never know.
I mean, that's a like, I guess it's a different thing. I would say you don't need them for every night. Like, if you're going on vacation for 5 days, but can you not? Maybe
not every night, but maybe you go to brunch one day.
See, I guess if I'm going on a 5-day vacation.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to pack 2 nice shirts and 2 pairs of, like, dressier pants. And that's going to be, if I need to recycle them over that vacation, they will get recycled. That's fine.
I will not be recycling anything, thank you. And that's maybe where we differ.
That's probably where we differ.
So, I want it to feel like I have my entire closet at my picking when I'm traveling too. I want to be like, I could pick anything I own if I want to wear something.
Yeah, that's a lot though.
It sure is. And obviously it's never my whole closet. It would depend on the weather. But,
yeah.
And
but
there's things I know I'm not going to wear, but.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah. No, it's terrible. Have you ever seen, like, girls pack for a weekend trip? It's an entire suitcase.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And we know it.
Yeah.
Why would I wear this pair of pants I've never worn in my entire life? I don't know, but I'm going to bring them just in case.
That's the ongoing joke in the movies, isn't it? Like, okay, I'm ready for a 3-day weekend. And it's like 5 bags or something. Yeah.
And sometimes that's how it feels. Because then you also, like, okay, don't even get me started. If I need a blow dryer, well, that's almost taking up an entire, like, carry-on, you know? So, yeah, you got a lot of bags.
Yeah, that's something. Speaking, like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh, great.
So, this is always, I've never understood this. And I've never really noticed, I haven't really paid attention to if you do it or not. But I know a lot of girls, and I have known a lot of girls in the past several years that will carry around a big bag that has like a curling iron and a straightener and like a bunch of stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you carrying all of that around with you? Like those big tote bag things that they carry as like a purse.
I know what bag you mean.
It's got basically everything in it that they would ever need.
Well,
and I'm like, why are you like? Do you really need the iron, the flat iron in the middle of the day?
So my thing, I'm gonna go ahead and assume, and correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of the girls you see in the past few years are people you've worked with, and if it's
some of them, but it's which is news. I understand that they're
right. Like
getting
they might
dressed
need
there.
to be on TV.
They're getting dressed there and things, but even still, I've noticed it with other girls too.
My only thing is, girls are, one thing about girls, we want to get things done, and if we have stuff going on, like, we will make it work to where, I have to get ready between now and this thing that I have to go to, I don't have time to go home, that's fine, I can bring a curling iron with me. I have gotten ready on my lunch break at work before, because I was leaving right after work to go somewhere, and I didn't already have my hair done, whatever. So, like, there's been times where I am that girl that carries a curling iron in her bag. Okay. And maybe that just happens to be some girls' lives where they're just so busy that they know they're going to want to have curled hair later, but they don't have it right now. Or maybe if some girls are now going back to, like, if maybe it's a humid day and you straighten your hair and you don't have naturally straight hair like myself, you would need to retouch up your hair every 3 hours or it's not going to be straight.
Yeah.
Which I don't do anyway. I just go with, okay, my hair's not going to cooperate today. But some girls want that. And they're like, you know what? I'll just go to the bathroom real quick, plug it in, get through these little kinks, and then we're good.
Okay.
So that's
more
what
power
I
to
would
them.
think.
I just didn't.
No, that's a good question because I also don't typically do that. And I actually don't know girls who do that all the time. So it also could have been in there one day, and I relate to this. Girls can be lazy, and maybe they just literally never took it out. There are things in my purse right now that don't need to be in there that I've just never taken out because, honestly, a purse is a black hole. And when things go in, they may never come out of it.
Oh, that's a good explanation.
It really is.
Oh, I thought about speaking of explanations, I thought about something.
Okay.
So, last week, we watched The Wizard of Oz for our movie, right? And you said that you wanted to start using the phrase, a horse of a different color.
Yeah.
Have you used it any this week?
No.
Okay. You sounded so defeated, Steve.
No, I forgot.
Anyway, I was thinking about this, and actually it's the way that I wrote our post for our show. For the podcast last week, is that you like to say that this podcast is a podcast about friendship. Mm-hmm. I think a horse of a different color is a better way to describe it.
It truly is. This show is definitely a horse of a different color.
Yeah.
I put that on the post for Instagram. I think I said, like, listen to this episode. It's definitely a horse of a different color.
Okay.
Because it's different.
That's the title, too, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't post, like, a screenshot of the title. I posted the horse from The Wizard of Oz.
I thought about that, and I was like, that's a good...
Isn't it?
I think that's a good explanation for what it is. And you know, that's...
Speaking of movies.
Yeah. Bonnie Clyde. What's that face?
I think it was kind of I think it's been overhyped to me.
Oh, I thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a stinker.
I mean... I do love Gene Wilder as an actor.
Yeah.
And his part in the movie was very short-lived.
Tiny part that made me want to watch the movie.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
But I still love that part. Like, it's great.
Yeah, that was a good scene, too. And, like, that was an intense,
yeah, it was okay. But, I don't know. It was kind of boring to me at times, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, it was hard to follow. I definitely had to take breaks.
It's also a very short-lived, like, it started out right with them doing immediately with crime.
Yeah.
And then ends with them dying. Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
Right. And I think I get that it's supposed to be like, oh, look, these people are in love and that's what this is all about. But there were so terrible people that I don't really care about the relationship. That's not what I was left with.
No,
I wasn't like, they're so in love.
I feel like if they were to make that movie now, it would have a lot more based on the love story.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was supposed to be a love story, that didn't at all.
And I feel like you always hear people always talk about Bonnie and Clyde and how they were these
lovers.
Yeah. And how it was so intense and they were so just like living this crazy life together and they were just criminals.
It wasn't, well, the movie, and maybe they were more than what the movie portrayed.
Because it is based on people, the real Bonnie and Clyde.
But
that's true.
The movie didn't do what I expected it to. I expected it to be more big and like, you know, the robberies were very plain. Like, I mean, one guy got shot in the face, but you know, but scenes, still, it's not like a big production, which I kind of expected it to be rated such a high.
Same, and I figured same here with it being rated so high, being on this list at all, I figured they would make you kind of fall in love with these characters and make you not see them as villains. Yeah. But I did. I was like, these people suck. They're ruining everything. They're so selfish.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care for this one, really.
Yeah, me either.
I mean,
bummer.
I watched it. I probably won't ever. I don't know that I'll ever watch it again. Like, I don't really have any inkling to watch it again.
Me either.
Well. Yeah. I mean,
how fun.
If you want to watch it, you know, if you like the movies, like it's. I don't know if I was gonna say it's worth a watch just to say you watched it, but I don't
even know that it is. And you know what? These movies aren't gonna be for us every week. I'm sure there's movies that you like that I don't, vice versa.
Oh, I know there's movies that I like that you don't.
And vice versa. And with everyone. This is an opinion. So it's like people might love this movie and I just don't know about it.
So my dad won't listen to this segment. Because he does not like any of the movies that we watch.
If it's a movie he likes or is interested in...
He doesn't like any of these movies. He does not like any of these movies. I can tell you that.
What movie does he like?
He likes The Hangover. That's one of his favorite movies.
Oh, Ivan. Oh, my God.
I tell him the same thing. But, you know,
Well, we're not watching that.
So he won't listen to this. But my uncle, Doug, will listen to all these because he loves these types of movies. So he'll listen to he loves this part of the podcast.
Well, you know what?
I understand.
As long as we still get the listen from a majority of our podcast, which is what
Spotify looks at.
Exactly. That's what matters.
I mean, yeah.
So he's not going to know that we just called him out for liking the frickin'
Oh, he might, because I told him a couple weeks ago, he's like, I just turn it off whenever I hear the movie thing. And I'm like, well, you know we talk about some stuff after that sometimes. He's like, you do? And I'm like, yeah.
The Wizard of Oz, like, who doesn't at least... somewhat have a respect for the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, he might have a respect for it, but he doesn't like it. He wouldn't watch it. He doesn't want to watch it.
Has he seen it?
I'm sure he has. He's 55 years old now, so he's been around for a while.
You like The Hangover more than the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he likes the stupid comedies, which I get. I like some of the stupid comedies too. But
I like The Hangover as much.
I don't like The Hangover.
The way that I like a vodka soda at the bar. Like, it's the only thing there that I want at the time. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just fits.
It fits the time.
It fits your feeling right now. If I'm with a bunch of friends and it's a movie we can just throw on and laugh at and not really pay attention to, perfect. That is the perfect time to throw on The Hangover.
Okay.
But for that to be your favorite movie,
I don't know if it's his favorite. It's he talks about it a lot though. But this is also a weird, like, he's just a weirdo. So, you know, it's okay. Like, this is a guy that gets stressed out watching Shrek. So
stressed?
Yeah, stressed watching Shrek.
Stressed for why?
I don't know.
What stresses him out? The accents?
He's a weirdo. I don't know.
That's so funny though. Gosh.
He likes the movie. He's seen it probably at least a dozen times. Stressed? He still gets stressed every time.
Like, stressed about?
He's a weirdo.
Like, Steve. He doesn't like the ending or something?
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
How do you know that it stresses him out? Like,
because we've talked about it.
And he straight up just said,
yeah. He's like,
Shrek,
I'm stressed. I'm like,
watching
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I can't compute. I'm so.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Talk with him.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna see him. So
yeah, and that's what I'm bringing up first.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's a good place. Oh, we talked about it beforehand. Schindler's List.
We're gonna watch Schindler's List. BT Dubs. Yeah. Watch it with us if you want, unless you're Ivan, because you won't.
Well. Okay. Well, that's gonna do it for this week. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.